Hello, America. Triple M reporting in here.
I wanted to introduce the hey everybody, welcome back to another segment of Bickering Games.
John Dragon 90 here.
True Darkness 100 MC.
Ooh.
TCOA coming in.
Tyler, your channel is a mouthful.
True Darkness 100
mouthful.
MC.
Try to say that really fast 3 times.
True Darkness 100 MC. 200.
Couldn't get past the first time.
True Darkness 100 MC. True Darkness 100 MC. True Darkness 100 MC.
All right,
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Don't you dare.
You know New York. You know New York. You need New York. You know you need unique New York. Ha
All right, so the next 2 weeks.
All right. Anyway, now our topic is for
the next
Go
yeah. the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks we're doing a focus on E3. It's coming up very soon. I believe it's next Tuesday.
I know nothing about
It's
E3.
June 11th.
Someone fill me in.
E3 is the Electronics Entertainment Expo. I might get that wrong. It's probably Entertainment Electronics, something like that.
That's EEE, not
E3.
Oh, E3.
Yeah.
EE.
It's like E cubed.
Yeah.
Yeah, E cubed.
No.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show. This is the biggest gaming event of the year. It's when press and gamers come together to talk about the new projects from all of the companies.
Oh, just like a car show.
Yeah, just like kind of like a car show.
But for
And-
games.
Car show, auto show.
Yeah, and E3 lately has been very disappointing me extremely. And but
What could be so disappointing about games? I mean, they're fun to talk about.
well,
What's
what
so
happens?
disappointing?
What happens
Well,
is
listen,
what
Because
happens.
we're bickering gamers, that's why.
No, what happens is I
Bickering
think
gamers.
we touched about this before in the last video, but in a previous video. But I'm starting to find that E3 is just becoming a mind-numbing experience full of people who raise their expectations super high because they think for some reason game companies are magic genies who can give you every wish you command, but they're not. They're a freaking business.
Yeah.
You mentioned that in the last video, Xbox One.
Yeah, I mentioned that there.
Or
And-
Xbox 360 minus 359.
Yes. And I just got freaking, and I'm getting freaking sick of it because when their high expectations aren't met, they complain and complain and complain. And then what happens is all these press people see these people complain and complain, but they don't realize these people have super high expectations. So all of a sudden, every year at E3, every year stocks go down for all 3 companies. It happens all the time because of these freaking whining people. It's like, look,
It's a generation of whiny little babies calling themselves gamers, which I call them.
yeah,
We call them
Not
geeks,
gamers,
but
whiners.
they call themselves gamers. We just call them losers.
yeah.
Losers are whiners.
Well, the idea is
They're
here.
idiots. Games are games. We don't know what we want. The game companies know what we want.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
That's not necessarily true,
Well,
but
the game companies clearly
that's
want
not
one
necessarily
thing.
true though. But what happens is when you want the money and you go for what the
I thought you were going to
polls
say sex.
the polls agree with,
Nah,
you're always
money.
going to
It's
do
a
that.
company.
A good game company doesn't tell you what you want, but they try something new, and when people see something new, they like it. It's like it's no different with movies. Like you see the same story over and over and over again. One person tries something else. It's like it's not telling you don't know what you want, but at the same time, it's not saying you want this. It's like it's the opposite, really. Game companies are saying you want this, and we would say we want this. No, you do. You do what you have to do, and you even get inspired. You get an idea. Hey, this is a cool idea. I want to see how it'll work in execution. And
Well,
and there
Like
you go.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed was a very risky and very experimental game when it came out, and it's a hit.
Oh, it's because it was a brand new engine that they found.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
And
listen.
now there's a 4th installment coming out, and
Yeah,
that's
but-
going to be shown on E3.
yeah. Well, not all new games are good though.
That's
I mean,
like, yeah.
I mean, listen.
Modern
I can
Warfare.
use I can use this. Well, Modern Warfare. People will always say, "Oh, that's a great game. You get to shoot people." The game sucks anyway.
There's
but
so many
Anyway,
games. There's
like
so many
the
games
new
you can
games,
shoot
like
Right.
They're all the same game.
What's the point of Call of Duty again?
what was that?
What's the point of Call of Duty again? It's just, it's the same army.
You just shoot the crap out of people.
Yeah, it's the same plot. It's the same plot, dude.
Yeah, you're called for duty.
I play Views. I'm watching the gameplay from Views, and it's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
But what's
Call
the
of
point?
Duty, Call of Duty is right. Anyway,
All right. We'll get to that when the time
But the
comes.
thing is,
Borderlands
no, but
2 then-
anyway, back to my point. Like, not all new games are good. Like when people the Mortal Kombat series, the Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
fans are very, very big on that. Like there are a lot of Mortal Kombat fans. But when
Oh, yeah.
when Mortal Kombat Special Forces came out, oh my God, it's a new Mortal Kombat game. That game flopped.
Yeah, because it was.
And you know what?
it didn't
They had
work.
to sit. The Mortal Kombat franchise, like people at Midway, like Ed Boon, they had to find a way to save themselves from
boy.
total annihilation. That's a Mortal Kombat joke too.
Abomination called Special Forces. What was it called?
It was called Mortal Kombat Special Forces. It was about
Yeah,
Jax.
That's what I said wrong.
Yeah.
They had to save themselves from creating that abomination.
Well, luckily for Ed Boon,
Boon?
the game Injustice: Gods Among Us is a very successful game right now.
But so is Crash. What's the point of Crash?
Well,
you run, break boxes,
Well,
you collect
Crash
stuff.
Crash was a different story. It ended because they Naughty Dog sold them. I don't know why, probably because of financial reasons. And then the people who bought them just ruined him. Their games were the games they made for him are horrible. But all right. So we're talking about E3. We're gonna go through each company, and we're gonna try to see, and we're gonna talk about what we think they're. It's pretty much a predictions thing. We're gonna go through each company. If we miss any, oh well. That means they're not memorable. I'm sorry, but we're gonna go through company by company, just talk about them. Well, we're gonna start with third-party companies. Let's start with Ubisoft.
Ubisoft?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're working on some
Ubisoft.
interesting titles right now. I'll be kind of disappointed if they talk about Rayman Legends because that's been talked to death, and they're pissing everybody off with that whole not exclusive to Wii U anymore thing, which became a night. It's becoming a nightmare too.
Told me that.
Guys, it's becoming a nightmare too because what's happening is they have to make so many exclusive versions for every console they're making it for now, and it must be programming hell. I'm going to be really curious to see how good this game comes out because the demo is amazing, and they have the challenging app for the Wii U, which is very fun. But I want to see the full game now because they're just going through hell with it.
Well, you know what? I think.
Now,
Let me ask you something. EA is going to be in
E3.
no, EA is going to be at.
yeah, but we're talking about Ubisoft right now. We'll get to EA.
I know. I just wanted to ask, like.
Obviously, EA is going to be showing a lot of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Tyler, have you done any research on that?
Well,
Because I haven't.
all I've seen right now is a trailer on it.
Yeah,
I
I
was
have.
actually going to do some research right before the E3 announcement because I wanted to see what it was about. But
Yeah.
as I
good
thought,
talk
I
about
forgot. I forgot to do it.
I don't know how this could turn out. Well, for
I mean,
what I do know,
the
it's
main
not
thing is-
Connor this time.
No,
gonna be,
it's not.
It's going to be a relative
It's
of
a different
Connor.
character.
It's going to be a relative of Connor.
I think his name was like Evan or something.
Yeah, I think he's actually his
One second, I
grandfather.
have the magazine.
Yeah, I think Connor is actually
No, what
Connor's
it is
grandfather.
it's this. No, it's. I think it's good. I think it's gonna be a generation younger than him.
Yeah.
That's what I
okay.
think. That's my expectation.
Honestly,
for it,
though-
and my hope for it.
Honestly, I wish they expanded on Connor a little bit because I feel like one game. I mean, Ezio got like 4 or 5 games. Like, it's not fair.
Well,
And
Here's the thing though. Ezio was a big character to go through because.
you gotta speak up, Tyler. You can't be too far away.
Dude, you can't be all
Can't
like
hear you.
outside.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making your hot dogs, honey.
I'm eating my hot dog.
Well, I thought you wanted the fat
Yeah,
one.
can you say that again?
Anyway, what I was saying is
It's called-
Connor-
the guy's name's
not
Edward
Connor,
Kenway.
Ezio.
Ezio was a very big
George?
character to go on because they started him off as how he started off. That was the first game, Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was basically how he became the leader of the entire Assassin's Creed order,
Right.
and how he had to go through a lot of stuff. Now, Assassin's Creed Revelations was him finding Altair's what was it? Like almost like memento or inheritance, basically, about how he has to find his last piece of Eden. What it really is for Assassin's Creed Revelations is basically the story that helps Desmond find the information he needs as he's in the
Right.
the table.
Well, I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but
And I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I can't remember.
yeah,
shit.
I like Assassin's Creed 3 myself.
I don't even remember anything now.
Yeah, but the thing is, I kind of feel like like it's kind of risky of a game, especially since it's coming out really so soon after Assassin's Creed 3. I felt like as soon as they released it, they started the next game. I don't know.
Oh no, they started it before they released it. They started on it right, like in the middle of Assassin's Creed 3. They started Assassin's Creed 4. That's why it's coming out so fast.
Right.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to give it out.
All
The
right.
main reason why they did it then is because they were starting on the waterfront. They took the water textures from the sea and they applied it into the Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh, okay.
Black Flag.
Well, it
So
does.
that's why they worked on it at the same time.
So, what else do people think Ubisoft will be talking about? Because honestly, I don't really know.
Can I just say
I'm
one
not
thing?
sure because I haven't
Go
really
ahead.
looked at what they're going on.
Yeah,
Really,
because
why don't you look?
all I've been hearing about is Rayman and Ubisoft. Yeah, go ahead,
Well,
Nikolai.
TCO, what do you have to say?
Okay, well, this
TCOA.
the channel of awesomeness,
Yes.
TCOA. Anyhow, or TCO awesomeness, if we really need to get down to the nitty gritty. Anyhow, this next message goes out to all these losers, the aforementioned losers that the Triple M said. Here's my challenge to you people.
Why?
Design and release a game that you made yourself. I don't care what type of game it is. It could be a text-based game. It could be a DOS-based game. It could be any game. You just got to program it, design it, and release it. And you got to make sure it's a good one, too, that people will still like.
Yeah, I agree
If you can't do that, shut the up.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh yeah, Ubisoft's working on the new South Park game.
Oh, yes.
The stick of
get good.
yeah, the
The
stick,
stick
of
of
truth.
truth.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
right.
God.
I don't think we know anything about that game, but South Park games are very nostalgic on the N64. But when you really look back at them, they weren't really that good. So, like, I'm really interested to see how
That's
this.
another FPS game.
Yeah, like, well, that was before FPS games were really popular. But I'm really interested to see where that's going.
Where'd you get that?
But yeah, that's something they're working on. I guess. So I guess we can move on. I guess we can move on to EA since Triple M was mentioning it.
Yeah. Now, EA is really starting to scuff my boots.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Right.
scuffing my boots too.
well, right now they should be
About
working.
EA annoying.
Right now they should be working on a couple new sports games. I imagine.
Oh, and I hear. What about the new Star Wars game?
Yeah, they might show off what they were going to work on for since they have the Star Wars license.
I've had it with EA. You know, for all I care, they can crash and burn.
I know. We talked about this to death
Yeah.
last time. Let's just.
Like, they can crash and burn. But you know what? EA
Crash
probably.
and burn,
Listen,
they
let's
crash
talk about the good side of EA. Let's talk about the good side of EA this time.
or Electronic Arts.
Yeah, I like their sports games. Like,
EA.
I hear they're making another boxing game, but
Probably.
I heard that they're making. I like their boxing.
They'll,
game.
they'll
Fight
probably
Night.
want. They'll probably want to make one for the Xbox One. I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Probably
I
for the
have.
Kinect.
Mine is for the first Xbox though. The
Right.
I can't say Xbox One because now they make it, but you know.
Call it Xbox
Just
Classic.
Xbox.
Yeah, the classic Xbox. You know, the first one.
Xbox.
Yeah,
Right.
I have Fight Night 3. That was a good game.
Right.
That was one of my favorites by EA. You know, you get to create your own characters.
I don't know. You know, I have enjoyed games from EA from the past, but you know what? I don't know what happened. I think I heard they have a new president or something, but they're just
They
going.
have an asshole president.
Yeah, they're just. They're,
I agree with this argument, but don't
Yeah.
go for cactus.
right. Wow, we got through EA really quick. Okay.
Nothing to say about them.
Actually, I want to add something
All right,
what do you got?
to the whole. They can crash and burn for all I care.
They won't.
Actually, I got only one word to say, or actually three. The new Sims game.
Oh yeah, they're working on.
Yeah.
they're working on a new Sims game.
That's
That's right.
4 words.
Yeah, thank you.
No. Well,
I think
the
the
Sims
Sims game
games
is
that
stupid.
just came out.
Well, the Sims games are really now they're becoming what EA is known
Oh
for.
well, they're addictive.
Yeah, the Sims game is
I
becoming
never really
what,
liked Sims.
Neither right, they're stupid.
I got into it once, but I'll never do that again because I got so addicted. It was, and you know, after a while, it's just so repetitive and boring.
Yeah, it's like trying to.
That's why I never got into it.
Got bored so easily.
Yeah. All right. Well, so let's move on to Sega. I'm really excited to talk about Sega because
Sega.
I am really impressed.
They're still around.
Yeah,
Of course they are.
Yeah.
they
Yes, they
after the Dreamcast.
Right now they're pretty big. Right now they're pretty
Eat
big.
your wieners, Billy.
I'm getting. Right now they're pretty big on Nintendo consoles right now because they noticed that their sales are higher on Nintendo. So right now
Cut a hot dog.
right now they're working on the new Sonic game Lost Worlds, which I'm really impressed with.
What's it called?
Sonic Lost Worlds.
Lost World.
I am really impressed with this game.
I'll show you the trailer later, Greg.
Yeah,
Like the worlds that are not found yet.
well, it's on a planet called Planet Hex. It's completely made of hexagons, and
Huh.
and Sonic is
Oh, sorry, Triple M.
from what I know so far is the new story is Sonic and Tails go to it's similar Sonic Colors, which are adopting a lot of ideas from, which I like because I love Sonic Colors.
It was an interesting game in Sonic Colors.
Yeah, I love Sonic Colors. It was short, but this game looks like it's an improvement on Sonic Colors because as much as I love that game, there was a lot of problems with it. And I'm sure they'll iron it out this time.
Listen, all I really care about is that they don't ruin my childhood by ruining another Sonic
Well,
game.
believe it or not,
I don't want them to ruin a Sonic
well,
game.
believe it or
I'm
not,
sure
there's
it'll be
so
good.
much views of everyone's calling this the Sonic Extreme that never got released, and you can see how it looks great.
Looks are deceiving.
No, it does. I'm telling you, the
It's
new
only deceiving.
yeah. There's rumors
Just like
that
all my
Sonic will
exes.
actually be working with Dr. Robotnik in this one.
Really?
Yeah. What happens is the story goes like this: Dr. Robotnik found another planet to try to use its energy to take over the world.
Which world? The Hex world or the
Hex world? Well, any world. Like I don't know. This is just from what we know so far, and this might change when it gets released. But
It's like
what happens is
it's a trap.
what happens is Dr. Eggman pulls a chaos, and he hires these people called the Deadly Six. And what happens is the Deadly Six turn on him and use his power to rule their world by themselves. So that's where he gets Sonic to save the world. And Sonic has new control patterns, which I'm really impressed with in this game. Basically, what happens is Sonic doesn't control like he normally does, where he just slams into things all over the place in his 3D games, which was a problem. What will happen is you'll have the 2D to 3D perspective back from Sonic Colors. There will be wisps again, and there might be new wisps even. And the idea is you actually have a certain amount of speed. You push this. You push the. It's not. It's kind of like the boost.
Now it's a trigger.
Yeah, it's kind of like the boost, but not the boost. It's complicated, but they'll show you at E3.
Basically, he's walking, then he's running, then you press the right trigger, he starts sprinting,
Yeah.
then you hit the left trigger, and he rolls into the ball and goes.
Yeah,
goes Sonic
it's
mode.
really cool. There's gonna be a 3DS version as well, but I'm gonna get the Wii U version. They're also working on Bayonetta 2, which we'll probably see more information on.
That's
Bayonetta.
gonna get a lot of fan base.
Yeah, I'm really curious if they're gonna. I'm really curious. They talked about it last E3, but they're probably gonna reveal more about it now. But I don't really know if I should get it because I didn't get Bayonetta 1. I might try it though. But that's some projects Sega's working on. Sega's also going to be helping with a couple other Sonic exclusives for the Wii U at this moment, which will probably reveal. There's rumors that they're going to make a Mario Kart and Sonic All-Stars Racing crossover.
Damn.
Seriously?
And they're making a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Another one?
Yeah, they're
Which
God
Olympic
damn it.
Games?
gonna,
London or the
2004. No, every.
They're gonna do the Beijing one
Yeah.
next, I think.
No, they already did
2008
Beijing.
one.
They already did the Beijing one.
Yeah, what they do is the agreement is they make a new Mario and Sonic Olympic Winter Games every Olympics. Now this is the 2000. I think it's for the 2014
So cheap.
London, something like that. I don't know.
Do they really have
No,
to?
London was the last one.
The long album.
Do they really have to?
Oh, it's a fun game. I only got the first one, but they're fun.
I know, but do they really have to make another, like, I mean, Olympics is the Olympics. I mean,
Well, you know, when you get a contract and you makes money, you know,
yeah, well.
because you know their businesses.
Whatever.
Yeah, and so they're working on that.
Not gamers.
Yeah. So here we are with Sega. They're really pulling out from what they were from their little rut they were in for a while, and they were in danger of failing. But it looks like they're really stepping up their game, and I'm really impressed.
Stepping up, and taking off.
Basically,
This is a little side question. Who makes God of War?
I think that's just Sony.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation exclusive.
That is a
It's made by
PS3
Sony.
exclusive. It might be by another company. I don't know, but we'll see.
No, I haven't really paid attention to it, but
There's
yeah.
a lot of God of Wars.
I don't know if
They're
they're
making another one now.
Yeah,
Again.
Ascension.
No.
Oh, they are because we'll talk about that when we get to Sony. But no, Sega. That's all the projects I know for Sega right now. But basically, here's the pattern with E3 this year. Unfortunately, pretty much 90% of the companies right now, their E3 presentation have to be good, or else they're going to tank for the next couple of years.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
Because right now they're all in trouble, and they all have to impress the gamers, which is going to be difficult because it's E3. Which is why everyone.
They're not gamers. They're losers.
Yeah, which is why everyone's starting to get their face rubbed in the fact that Nintendo was right to do a small conference rather than a full conference for the E3.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea.
They all made fun of them.
Oh, hold on,
They all
guys.
said, "Oh, that's a stupid idea. How dare you not make a full conference?" Oh, guess what? Now they're freaking geniuses. Everyone's saying it. Oh,
Damn straight.
I guess Nintendo was right to do that.
Just like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates when they were still in college.
Yeah, but also Nintendo had a good reason to do it. I guess we'll talk about Nintendo now. Nintendo had a good reason to do do that because Nintendo said that, look, there's 2 consoles coming out this year. We're going to look like crap compared to them because all we're showing off is games. These people are showing off new hardware. So we're going to just have a small conference, and I think that's very fair. They're pretty much going to be two. It's pretty much going to be 2 very long Nintendo Directs, one before E3 and one during E3, and they're going to talk about all the projects, including the new Mario Kart, the new 3D Mario, Zelda HD,
You got the what's it, Pokemon XY?
yeah, they'll probably talk about Pokemon X and Y. They'll probably talk about some 3DS, new 3DS games. They're going to be talking about Smash Brothers, the next Smash Brothers edition. They will also be talking about. What else? New Mario Kart. There's rumors going around they're going to talk about a new Star Fox game, and they're going to talk about RetroRare Studios' new IP, which from what I saw, I don't know if it's true or not, but there is confirmation that they're doing a new franchise, RetroRare Studios, which I kind of wanted. Honestly, I kind of wanted to make a Star Fox game, but this is just as good too.
I thought that died in like 1993.
RetroRare?
No, the Star Fox.
No, they're still around. They made a couple of GameCube titles that tanked, so they didn't show up on the Wii, but now everyone wants them back. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah. Now, Fox is... I hope they surprise us. Well, they're going to talk about Pikmin 3. Well, no, they're not. There's no point. Well, they might. You never know, but there's really no point because we know everything about Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
Do we really?
Yeah. They revealed last Nintendo Direct was all about Pikmin 3. What else are they talking about? There was another game that was really...
The new porn game.
No.
Can you imagine if there actually was one?
No.
Actually, I could.
Nintendo?
I could call it.
They would never do
No,
that.
not for Nintendo. Actually, not for Nintendo. Nintendo's like far too
They have adult games though.
I know, but Nintendo's like far too how do we say? No,
Family friendly.
Greg,
Yeah, kind of. That's the word I'm looking for.
Greg, if you ever look on the list of where I get my stuff, you'd be surprised how much stuff that I import and I see on the import list. There's a lot of R-rated games.
Of course. Oh well, excuse me, M-rated. You can't say rated R on games.
They're not even allowed to. A lot of NC-17. Wait, what was it? A-rated games are illegal now too.
What are A?
Adult. Only adults. No exceptions. You have to be over 21.
The import list I get my stuff from, there's a lot of M-rated games from Japan.
Oh yeah.
If you're looking for stuff that you like as an adult, go look for Japan's games. They allow them to do show.
You know.
Well, the thing. Well, let's go back to
Not to
something.
say anything.
Well, let's get back to the things at hand. Nintendo is one of those companies. Is one of the companies that needs to have a good E3 this year, and they will. I feel that they're playing it. They're probably going to play it safe right now because the Wii U is not doing too well. They'll probably just show off the games.
The Wii U is not doing too well.
No, but
the Wii U. There was.
What happened was their launch window was getting pushed forward, and a lot of people didn't find interest. But this is what this E3 is for. They're going to show off the new Super Smash Brothers, which is pretty much is a console seller. There's no question about it. This will sell consoles.
This will be a hit.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's why people are saying they're going to play. They're playing it safe right now. And I agree with it, but hopefully they'll be a little different. Hopefully they'll experiment a bit, but they're not in the position to. That's the thing. They're not in the position to experiment. They have to keep it safe. They have to show the new Mario Kart, the new 3D Mario, the new Zelda, and the new Smash Brothers. Because I say,
Come out with another Zelda?
yeah, of course.
God damn it.
Yeah, they've been working on the HD Zelda since forever. They had the tech demo at the last year's E3.
Wow.
Which is beautiful looking. Man, that is the most gorgeous Zelda game I've ever seen. Jimmy, you ever see that?
Interesting to see.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The 3DS Zelda game looks really fun. It's supposed to be the sequel to Link to the Past, which will probably show more information. But what we know from that game so far is what you do is you'll become a draw. Well, it's a 2D. It's another 2D Zelda game, which I'm very happy for. We had too many 3D games lately, and one of the biggest gameplay gimmicks with this, which is really cool, is you'll turn into a drawing on the wall, so you can go from room to room that way. And I can imagine a lot of cool.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of cool puzzle techniques, especially for an overhead Zelda game.
Oh, it's going to be an overhead?
Yeah, a 2D Zelda game.
Actually, since Zelda will be
I'm really excited for that because
since it's going to be a drawing on the wall, it can't be overhead. It has to be towards the
No,
wall.
no,
It's overhead. You're seeing the top of the wall.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
Can I mention something about Nintendo's project on Pokemon X and Y?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It makes you wonder what the censored the design team for the new species are thinking
Well,
when they
I haven't seen any.
came up with the ideas.
Well,
Because
I've seen a couple new Pokemon. I haven't seen many.
some of them are good, but there are a lot of them that are really like sinkers.
Well, there always is. You know, you got to come up with like over 100.
Yeah, I know, but they're still missing a lot of real life.
I like this.
They could use. They got a lot of stuff they could use to put in the game instead of using up space with the sinkers.
Yeah, I guess so. I like the new starters though.
The starters are, in my opinion, okay.
No, they're not the best, but I like their
That's the
designs.
best, but
I think they
they're
look
okay.
nice.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about we talked about Nintendo enough. Let's move on to Sony, and we all know what I'm saving for last. Let's talk about Sony right now. The PS4 is going to be unveiled a little more, and they're going to talk about more games. This also kind of ties in with Square Enix, so we'll talk about that at the same time. Square Enix is working on a couple Final Fantasy games.
They're the ones that always made Final
Yeah, they make
Fantasy?
Final Fantasy. They're working on a couple of Final Fantasy games. PS4 is getting a couple of new franchises for it. I'm not exactly sure which is good because that's the one thing I said I wanted to see with PS4. I wanted to see if they have the games that back it up because honestly, of course, a lot of people are saying, of course, it looks a lot better now that the Xbox One was revealed. But what's going on right now is the exclusives were very lacking. PS4 had a lot of the thing with the PS4 was it had a lot when it showed off at first. It had a lot of third-party games for all platforms, including the PS3. And so I was kind of unimpressed with that. But it looks like, but you know what? Sony always has that way of coming back. They have been showing some initiative. They're showing off. They're going to show off new games, including new Final Fantasies, and everyone's hoping for Kingdom Hearts 3, but that's not going to happen. They might do a new Kingdom Hearts.
I'd rather have them do a Kingdom Hearts 3 than another Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, you know,
God knows how many.
no, it has been disappointing lately, but you know what? I think they have a new team for Final Fantasy, so they'll get back on track. It would just what happened was
No, the Final Fantasy franchise just disappoints me. It annoys me.
well
to no end.
ever since 8, a lot of people got disappointed. Everyone loves 10 though. They ignore 8 and 9 exist and they just go to 10.
Oh, kind of like
So
the
it's
Star
like
Wars
1, 2,
thing.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 10.
Yeah,
I think they're up to 15. There's something wrong with that.
Final Fantasy. Is,
Look, you're gonna slip up, but if you have a franchise that people love so much, there's nothing wrong with keeping it going. As long as
As long as you can satisfy them.
yeah, it's like
the only reason why Final Fantasy is popular is because they make like the characters look like fucking.
well, it's like Shigeru Miyamoto said. As long as gamers love to play our games, we'll always sell and make new ones for you. That's pretty much how a good. That's pretty much what a good developer will tell their fans.
I defy that to be a player of Final Fantasy to tell me what the plot is all about.
Well, I never.
I never
Oh,
really
yeah.
liked Final Fantasy. The only
Fine.
one that I really played was 13 and 13 too.
Yeah, I never got into Final Fantasy.
But
either,
in
but-
13.5 or
No,
something.
Final Fantasy, I
13
played
and
13
13
and
Final Fantasy
Dissidia
13.
12.
Yeah, well, 13 was the first good one in a while, so they kind of like expand on that story for a bit. But I like,
just didn't like the 13-2's control scheme.
yeah, like I'm not much of a Final Fantasy fan, but I have nothing bad to say about it. They had big slip ups, but that whatever.
13-2 was a bit of slip up.
Yeah.
13, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
PS.
Well, I
One thing I want the PS4 to show off.
2.
I want PS4 to show off more what the touchpad can do because I'm using my imagination now to try some ideas in my head, but I want to see what they can do because they have some cool ideas. The controller, the touchpad is, believe it or not, is different than the gamepad. It is different because the touchpad is a little smaller and it's all about positioning the controller according to the screen. Because with the new DualShock 4, the movement according to the screen is much more sharp, much sharper.
Yeah, you better be careful to hold the controller
Yeah.
the wrong way.
It's extremely accurate.
All right. So anyway,
All right, let's move on to who haven't we talked about? I think we covered everything.
we covered Sony. We did Sony. What do we?
No, I think we covered everything except for one.
Yeah.
One.
One.
What is that one, America?
We're gonna talk about Microsoft right now.
Microsoft.
My
Also,
God,
2K games.
Ryan from Brainscratch.com said it the best. He said the only way, I think it was Ryan anyway. The only way Microsoft can save themselves right now is say Xbox One was a prank. That's the only way they can.
No.
No. Listen.
Can I
Listen.
just say
No.
one
Listen
thing,
to me. Listen to me.
please?
You can say it all. I know what you're gonna say. You can say it all you want. Oh, it hasn't come out. Yeah, we don't know yet.
I'll always say that.
That's
I'll always
no.
say that.
That's what I said
I think
too.
the people
Last
that say
week.
are the losers.
Last week. But you know what I've been learning this past week? This thing is doomed to fail.
Of course it is, but
It's doomed. It pisses me
now
off.
why do you say that?
All right, let's see the most reason I hate most of all. The Kinect can sense your motion at all times, and if you have too many people in front of the Kinect, it'll shut off your game automatically.
Crap.
Because too many people are not allowed to see our games. You have to buy our games new. If you have a used game and you want to bring it to your friends' play, you have to charge a fee in order for the company to be able to play it, which Microsoft will all pocket for themselves. It's just so much crap.
I can already say that people, America, it is doomed to fail, America.
Yeah,
it is doomed to fail.
I'm sorry.
Don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. Keep it safe
waste your
and
money.
keep it away from this
My
product.
least favorite part is there's rumors flying around that the new Rare game is going to be a continuation of Banjo-Kazooie, and I was praying to God. I was praying to God that wasn't going to happen because they ruined Banjo-Kazooie already with nuts and bolts, and their new models are butt ugly. I did not want to see them do it again, and the fact that a new Banjo
this whole franchise.
the fact that a new Banjo-Kazooie is coming out on a console nobody wants is just sad.
It is.
I've been so. It's like honestly, I've been so hopeful for Microsoft. I've been giving. I kept saying if an E3 can save them, but at this point, I'm done.
What do you have to say, TCL?
All right, now a word about Microsoft. Even if this product will bomb completely,
They won't be out of business.
yes, precisely, because Windows 8 still got their back.
they just won't
and
be.
I have Windows
They just
8.
won't make consoles anymore.
Well, Shadow Draco, what are your thoughts on this disappointment and this utter disgrace?
Yeah.
There's a lot more examples than I give too that I just hated, but I just can't remember them all.
All I gotta say is, good luck to you, Microsoft, because you guys, I don't know what you guys gonna do about it, but I'm seeing this as another fail.
Well, really, what they're doing is they're pushing Windows 8 on people, and
Oh, trust me,
the
they're
laptop
doing it
bought
very well.
and Windows 8 installed in it.
Windows. We don't care about Windows 8. We just want a gaming console. Is that so difficult to ask for?
Actually, in Windows 8, there's Xbox Live integrated
Yeah.
right into
So
the
what's
operating
the
system.
So what's the freaking point?
It's all about money. They want an excuse to see if they can get more money.
They want-
Otherwise, here's the thing. That's the problem. If they don't advance, they're gonna fall anyway. So they have to at least try to advance.
But they're not advancing. They're taking.
I know,
huge
but the
step
thing
backwards.
is, but they try to
Yeah,
make new
those
steps
guys.
to advance.
So
but
you
the
know what
thing
it is? You know what it is? They said, "Hey, we're not creative enough to come up with the gameplay styles that Sony and Nintendo have made."
Listen.
So
I'm
we
gonna-
have to just make. We just have to make
Listen.
it more powerful as we were planning on to,
Listen.
but adding more to it that people don't care about.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, let me say this right now. I think that they're gonna screw up major. Like I'm talking. This is a major screw up. A Class A screw up right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Equatable to
for
Vista.
everyone.
Listen, but here's the thing. Their mentality. They believe that they're gonna advance themselves. They're gonna make something that'll succeed. But the thing is, they're not gonna succeed. This is probably gonna be a big failure.
Yeah.
Now, listen. If this doesn't become a failure, then I will lose all hope in mankind. Because that shows me that people do not know when they're being greased for all the cash they
Basically,
have.
the only people that'll buy this are the Xbox loyalists that are way too into being loyalists, and I will not use the word fanboy because I hate that word to death. Basically, they're gonna be
Xbox miners.
what?
I said Xbox complainers, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
because they're the only ones that. Because they are
Morons.
literally the only people that say this thing is good. They're the only people.
Of course.
I don't know, man.
Xbox One's good.
I don't like. I hate that word.
The
I'm sorry, I
loyalists.
hate that word. The loyalist.
Really?
No,
I really got no idea what to do with you guys.
the
They're
over
freaking
exa-
morons. You say this thing is good.
the over exaggerated loyalists. That's what I'll call it. I'll give a reason. I'm writing an article about it in the future why I hate that word. But let's move on from that.
Alright.
Microsoft has a couple IPs coming out, but nobody cares. It's the console that's the problem. They're gonna. I know what they're gonna do at E3. They're gonna push. Look at all these cool games we have that you can't play used. That you have. That you have to have only 2 people to play. That you have to do this and this and this and give us this money and that money and that money to play. We don't care. Oh, by the way, watch TV. Don't play these games. Watch
They don't
TV.
care. They're not gonna listen.
It's
They'll learn their lesson, and you know what? The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
I agree with the Great Comms. The only way they can solve this is say It was a
It's a
prank.
prank.
They were just
Oh.
kidding.
Yeah,
Here's,
well,
here's a novel idea. Apple should make a console.
They probably will one day.
one day.
You know what? They're probably waiting for
Maybe.
one of the companies to fall because it's very likely that Microsoft won't be making consoles anymore. So they'll probably just bring in one when they make that. That's why a lot of
And I'm thinking the first one to go down is Microsoft.
Yeah, and a lot of
then
people-
Apple takes its place.
yeah,
Oh wait, Apple already did once upon a time.
and a lot
make
of people
console.
are
It bombed.
yeah, and a lot of people are planning on Sega to make a comeback, but they're not gonna make hardware ever again. They swore they'll never make hardware ever again.
The game makers.
Yeah. Well, there was another console. I don't know if they'll talk about an E3, the Ouya, but
Yeah.
so far that has not.
What?
So far, that has not sold anything. I don't know one person in the universe that has it. Basically, it was a Steam box. You can have Steam in a console, and
This is stupid.
I was gonna get it. I thought, just in case there was some third-party games I couldn't get, because that's what I do on my computer. Problem
What's
is,
that price tag on that thing?
problem is it's $100 for the console, but
Oh,
you have
fuck you.
no. That's a good thing. But the problem is you have to buy a new console every year because they can't update the console.
Why do you think it was so cheap?
That's the big
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
listen.
why it was so cheap.
Let me tell you something. Whenever you see a new console come out that's cheap, stay away from it
Yeah.
because there's a listen. No video game. Listen, I know. Listen, I like to conserve money as much as the next guy, but when a game company puts the first issue, the first model of something out for a cheap price, you gotta wonder why it's cheap. Because no game company in their right mind will put a new thing on the market for a cheap price.
Yeah, one thing I want to know is
They need to make as much money as possible,
Yeah.
and there's no way that they would do
It's
that.
about $242 for the wireless. Then you got $249 for the 3G.
yeah, I agree.
So here's the thing: you pay. Oh, look at me! I'm a stupid consumer. I'm gonna buy it for $100. Yes, I save money. Guess what
Then-
happens,
then
buddy?
someday you
Hey,
gotta buy another one.
breaks.
guess what happens, buddy? When you're gonna have to
Yeah.
upgrade. Look, guess what happens, buddy?
Well, yeah, I agree, but that reminds me. One thing I really want to know is what is the PS4's launch price going to be? Well, Xbox One's too, but no one's going to buy that. But PS4, what is that going to be? Because remember last,
be about $500.
yeah, remember PS3, and it's only going to be $500 US.
Yeah, but probably did 50.
Was
I
that
remember I got my.
I remember when they said that. I was like, wait, I'm waiting for the punchline here.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be
The
like an
punchline is
anti-joke or
$5.
something?
What was that, Jimmy?
No, I said what Greg was saying. You were waiting for the punchline. There's no punchline. It was $500.
Yeah.
I know, like I'm saying, like I'm waiting for the punchline.
That's why I got really pissed
I'm
off.
waiting for the punchline.
That's why.
Oh, also-
There's no punchline.
I remember buying my PlayStation 2 when it was new.
Yeah.
I think it was like 200, 250. It still works.
Yeah, of course.
It still works.
I don't know. I was kind of pissed at that because Sony fans, do you not remember? Because when they were when the Wii U came out, they were complaining that $350 was too much, and I'm looking at them like that meme face, the guy with the mustache, go like,
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
like
What?
I'm like, you spent
So
$500.
the price on the PS3?
You people had no problem spending $500 to $1,000 on the PS3, but when it's $350,
To 1,000?
but when it's $350, yeah, depending on how many gigabytes you bought. But when it's $350 for a console that is more powerful and does more, you have a problem with the fact that it's $150 less.
Less, not more.
But yeah, that doesn't matter. That's not gonna be an E3. But I think we've exhausted all we talked about anyway.
Yeah.
What,
God
next?
of War.
And now you know why I'm still.
I don't know if there's a-
horrible game systems.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll probably show.
We're gonna talk about it when it's.
Look, this generation, people are saying it's gonna fail because they're saying it's gonna fail. It's not gonna fail, except for the Xbox One. Well,
Oh, the Xbox One's going down.
and Microsoft.
every freaking
Microsoft's going down.
yeah,
And Microsoft.
every freaking year.
Microsoft.
Every freaking generation, it's always this. Well, starting from Gen 6, it's always the same thing. They don't get the games. They don't have the games yet. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is fail. This is gonna fail. This is gonna fail," and it doesn't.
It doesn't fail.
Remember when Valve tried to force Sony to apologize about the PS3? Remember that? Nobody remembers that because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. People have PS3s, and now they're thinking, "Am I gonna buy the PS4? I don't know. Whatever."
Whatever.
But that's
But-
not. Our next week we're gonna do our reactions to E3. This is our predictions. We'll see what happens. Well, not really
Yeah.
predictions, but this is
Well,
what we talk about. What
mostly
we know
questions
is gonna
for me.
happen. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well,
So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Triple M reporting out.
TCOA. Peace out.
Tyler, say bye.
Guys.
Damn it, Tyler.